All right, y'all. Welcome back to, or not back, maybe it's your first time. Who knows? We're doing a 2020, right? With me, I'm Brad Allen, and we've got Courtney Welch out of beautiful state of Florida, which apparently it's raining, so it's not so sunshiny.
Raining in Tampa, not fun.
So I changed this up a little bit. I used to have like the same 20 questions I'd ask everybody, and it kind of got stale a little bit, and there's really the same answers. So
Yeah.
we're going to ask some questions, but I just want to dive in because the point of this, and for you and everybody else listening, is I just want real people, real agents that do real work to actually talk about it and not have these like blowhards on here that are talking about some business scheme they're trying to sell, and maybe you are, and we can talk about that too. But you know, they're ones that are actually in the trenches getting stuff done. So
For sure. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate
for
it.
sure, absolutely. So you work in a family group, is that right?
I do. So I'm a fourth generation realtor.
Good
So,
Lord.
I know, long line of women. My
Yeah.
mom's sister, grandma, great grandma was one of the first women brokers in Lexington, Kentucky. So my
Okay.
brother broke the trend about 7 years ago when he joined our team. But yeah, so it's as of right now, it's my mom, Betsy, my brother Ben, and then my brother's best friend Juan, who I joke, the brother I've always wanted. It's basically like family, and that's our team, just a small little family team. So
Yeah, that's got to be interesting Thanksgivings, right? I mean,
absolutely, yep.
nobody gets mad for being on their phones at the table, I
Oh
assume.
no, not at all. No, we get it. We're more mad when you're not on the phone. Like, hey,
For
let's
sure.
close that deal.
Actually, start with that. I'm more curious than anything else. So, like, how do you
Yeah.
balance the family dynamic and holding people accountable, or I mean, how do y'all handle that?
For sure. Great question. Well, my mom is very part-time now. Like she does the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So she's not really into it. She'll do like closings or listing appointments that she cares about or past clients that she knows.
Right.
My brother and I, we kind of do everything together, but we're good at what we do
Yeah.
separately. So he is way more operational. He's way more, checklists and things like that. I
Yep.
am the, social butterfly. I mean, he's
Yeah.
social too, but we kind
Sure.
of, we stay in our lane, but we also have this rhythm where we know, okay, you're going to handle this, I'm going to handle that.
Yeah.
All of everything we do together though. So it's been easy. I will say I am nice to everyone. I am not mean to a fly. My brother is my best friend. People ask us all the time, like, oh, do you guys fight? Yes, we do. In front of your faces, we're like, oh, we're great. And then behind the scenes, I'm like, oh, I'm going to, murder you one of these days. But he's my best friend. So I'm nice to everybody, but can be a little spicy to my brother. But
Sure.
if you mess with my brother, then I'm spicy to you too. So, but yeah, it's a good dynamic. I've been in the business 10 years next
Yeah.
year. He's on 7. And I think it took a little bit to kind of know our positionings and know our place,
Sure.
but now we're in a really good rhythm.
That's
So,
awesome. Now, being fourth generation, like, was it just understood? You're like, yeah, I'm going to be a realtor just like everybody else. Or were you like, maybe not? And you just kind of got roped into it.
yeah. So actually, I was an opera singer. I don't know if you know that or not.
Fun
Yep.
fact. Okay. Did
Fun
not.
fact, fun fact. So I sang opera professionally for 2 years. I really wanted to do the opera world. It's very hard to be successful in the opera world,
Hmm.
if you did not know. So
No.
I was like, okay, I want to, do sales. And my dad was like, your mom, well, actually, our clients think that my mom's been doing it forever. She has
Sure.
been doing it for a long time, but she actually got licensed around the same time as me. So
Oh.
she knows everybody. I do all the work. My dad, she was a homemaker for a long time. And
Yeah.
then so she's a fourth generation. And yet, we've been in the same time. And my dad was like, I think your grandma and your great grandma were realtors. You guys would be really good at it. I'm signing you up. So that's kind of how.
Okay.
But I always
Yeah.
joke, if I have a daughter or a son, why go to school? You're going to be a realtor. So
Well, it's funny when my oldest, who's 13, I think she was like, I don't know, 4 or 5, one of the younger ages. And I remember going, you going to take over dad's business when you get older? And my wife was like, do not put that shit on our kid. Like, do not.
yeah.
I was like, easy, easy.
I
All right.
mean, might as well. It's already there. Why go to school? So that's what I'm going to tell them at least. So
For sure. Yeah. I had a waste of college. That's for damn sure.
exactly.
So once you got in, like you said, you're in about 10 years now.
Mhm.
Like, have there been any key moments and you're like, I'm out, I'm done? Like, not just like a little temper tantrum, but like, you're like, I really might actually need to go look for something else.
I can't say actually I would look for something else at this
Sure.
point in time. I love
Right.
being in real estate, but I have had very key moments where I question my sanity. I've had moments, one of my favorite things I talk about is don't let your clients make you cry in a shower. I've had moments, especially like a few years ago. It was one of my first luxury clients, and I was much younger. This was like, I don't know, a few years in, and they were just not nice. They were mean. They would comment on my appearance, my work ethic, everything. And I was just crying in the shower over them. And it was a moment, and I was like, why am I doing this?
Right.
Like, this is, yeah. So I have learned you can fire clients. You don't have, you choose who you want to work with.
Sure.
I think once you know that, you especially have a better mindset. You know, life is better. You know, I just think that if agents understand that they can do that and they have the power to do that, then it's a lot easier to not want to quit this job.
Sure.
But there has been moments where I'm like, oh my gosh. Actually, my brother and I today were talking about, wow, this is the best year we've ever had units wise so far. And yet this has been the hardest year we've ever had. Like nothing is easy right now. It's like, oh, there's always something, you know, but
yeah, I think the agents I'm talking to, especially my own, like this year is either the best or this previous year, or it's just been a kick in the teeth, and they're in the same market. So it's not like the market's sucking. It's just, it's the ebbs and flows. It's nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we've been, knock on my head. We've been very, you know, grateful and thankful this year that this has been, like I said, a really good year, but you know, we'll see. So,
yeah, no doubt. So when you said you were firing clients, like you learned that you could fire clients, do you think you knew that before you had the money to be able to fire them? Because, you know, you get to a certain level and you're like, I don't need that. I'll fire your ass. But some people are like, I can't fire them. I got to have this.
For sure. I think, honestly, the quicker you realize that, the better as an agent. I did not know that for a long time. Honestly, it probably was year 5 or 6 that I was in the business that I was like, okay, I've noticed about myself that I have way more confidence in the last few years than I've had as a realtor. I don't know if it's with age. I started when I was like turning 23, so I was really young. I don't know if age has a factor to it or just experience, and yet I speak with way more confidence than I've ever had before. And I tell my clients that up front, like listing consultations. Like right now, I don't know with the market where you're at down here, we are 100% in a buyer's market. And well, some of the areas can still be neutral, but for the most part, we're buyer's market.
Wow.
We have those conversations with our sellers. And if in the upfront, if I feel like they are not going to listen to me, I tell them I want your business. I don't need your business. Yeah. So, you know, that's kind of where we're at with that. But yeah, it took me a little bit to know my value, know my worth.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I think it's a good point because we don't do it anymore. We used to have our agents start as buyer's agents. And then after about a year, we'd let them start training on listings. And obviously the market took crazy a couple years ago. And we're like, well, hell, just let's get in. You got to get your teeth kicked in. Yeah. So I do agree. It's probably just obviously time in the business, time in the trenches, and not trying to deal with people's crazy asses. But how do you set expectations with clients? I mean, you're just straight up and forward with them. Do you have a process you do with them? Because a lot of people have a hard time doing that.
For sure. So we do something, of course, buyer consultation, seller consultation. And in that, we know it. I could say it by heart. I don't need to look at it anymore. Right. It's all the same. Of course, depending on the kind of property, it could be a little bit different. And yet I'm like, you have the pamphlet, you have all the documents. I don't need to see it. I can literally tell you verbatim. And in that consultation, I'm, like I said, right now, a few years ago, when it was obviously a seller's market, I would sit down with buyers and I would say, if you, in the Tampa market, if you could not bring money to the table for the difference, if the home did not appraise, I want to help you. I might not be able to help you. And that was, I told them right off the bat so they knew. Some buyers were like, okay, great. I are able to do that. And some of them were like, you know what? I can't, this isn't clearly the time for me. And I said, we're on your time frame. You let us know, but this is just the reality of the market. Now with sellers, you know, I had the conversation with them. I said, just because on paper your house might be worth $500,000, it might be worth that, or it might be worth $475,000. Unfortunately, in this changing market, and if you don't have the equity, if you can't do that, if you don't want to listen to us, you know, I don't want to waste your time and or ours. And I say, you know, thank you for the opportunity. And that, like I said, my biggest thing for sellers right now, I want to list your house. I don't have to list your house.
Yeah. Amen. So Florida being the Wild West and agency law, how have you not, you don't have to go into the details, but how's been the transition with the settlement into moving into more of a buyer agency and that kind of that stuff?
Honestly, not much. Like it hasn't really, at least for us and our team, it has not really affected us at all. If anything, we enjoy it more. Like we feel like buyers are way more understanding, where before you could be showing them properties and they might have somebody else showing you properties. You know, sellers, at least down here for the most part, especially because the market that we're in, are still offering compensation. I even tell my sellers, you know, you can state this is what, if you want to do commission, of course, it's completely up to your call. If you want to offer commission up front, you can. And expect the buyer's agent might ask for more. And that's just the reality of the situation. So, we haven't had, at least for our team, it's been a benefit. So. Yeah.
I mean, do you feel like you're, obviously not going into details, but do you feel like you're making more now per deal, maybe?
Yeah, sometimes. Absolutely. Our team we're good people. And sometimes, especially with these listings, you do what you got to do to get them sold.
Sure.
But for buyers, agents, or like anytime we help buyers, which we're about 50-50 on, you know, buyers and sellers. Yeah, absolutely. We're making way more. So.
Yeah, that's what we found too, because you don't have to finagle as much. But
exactly.
So tell me some good stories, right? Like, where's there a time that like you felt like you were the superhero in the moment, right? I mean, I know it's everybody else's story, but like, when were you time like this is why I was put on this planet, like because I did this?
You know, oh goodness, what stories? We say our clients are our friends for life, and we truly mean that. We are actually planning right now. We do a massive fall carnival for our clients in a few weeks. But I always tell my clients, like, we don't discriminate with your houses, if anything. We have currently right now a $20,000 land listing, and then we just sold one at 2.4, you know, so we do it all over. And I never want my clients, especially like sellers, when we go in there, for them to be, you know, disappointed, you know, about their house, or feel down, you know, like, oh, I'm embarrassed. We had a seller, it's one of my, you know, it's a really sweet story. We had a seller where she was like borderline crying when she called me. She had a listing consultation with another agent, and he went in the home and just completely nitpicked everything. And she was like, I didn't think my house was that bad. I just want a second opinion. And we came in, first off, the house was not bad at all. Like, I was like, what the heck is this guy saying? And I meant that truthfully. And it was all about treat people how you want to be treated. And I was like, look, your house is great. Maybe let's do this and this. That will help it, you know, sell faster. And she like cried at the consultation. She was like, I felt so discouraged. Like, you guys are so kind. I 100% feel comfortable with you guys. And then we sold it, and it was great. You know, they moved to Alabama is where they went. And so, it's just treat people how you want to be treated. I don't know. I feel like anytime we have a client that really appreciates our work, like, makes me understand this is why we do it.
Sure. It's easy not to be an asshole, but so many people try and be assholes. Oh my goodness. Right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people in our industry that absolutely can give us a bad rep. So
for sure.
We never want to be like that. We really do go above and beyond for all of our clients. And like I said, we say clients are friends for life, but we actually mean that. So.
Yeah, that's a strong statement to make. I don't know if I'd say that to all my clients.
It is. Yeah. Well, I say sometimes, you know, you have the people like, oh my goodness, you will be my friend, but maybe a far distant one. But for the most part, they're all, actually, we just closed a house today, and my brother, we've known them for 6 years, and he went on monthly luncheons with this couple. And so we really mean it sometimes.
Yeah. So you got a fall festival coming up. So is part of your strategy client touches, like, you know, sphere of influence building, or do you do some lead generation as well?
We do not. We are all sphere repeat customers. My dad, if you need a good dentist, anybody listening from Tampa,
there you go.
The local, he was the first dentist in Seffner. My mom would say he's the cutest bald-headed dentist in Seffner. So majority of our business, whether it stems from my dad's practice and or past all, like I would say 90% of our business is past clients, repeat customers, or other agents in different parts of town. Shout out to 30, you know, will send us leads. But how we keep in contact with our clients is we do multiple events throughout the years. Our biggest one is our fall carnival. It is so much fun, very stressful. We have like food truck, live music, carnival games, like it's a whole blow ups. It's a whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And then we do a VIP trivia night, and that's more for like our clients who send us a lot of business and or, you know, refer us people and stuff like that.
What's that like? What's a VIP trivia night?
So we do that in the spring, and we just like rent out a place. We hire a trivia company. They come out. We do trivia. It's adults only. Of course, the carnival you can invite kids, but the
Sure.
trivia is more adult friendly. We have drinks and stuff, and we play trivia games. We're thinking about mixing it up next year, maybe doing like trivia or like music trivia or something.
Okay.
Because we've been doing it for a few times, but it's typically about like 100 of our top clients that we
Yeah.
invite. And it's a lot of fun. People really like it. Our next event that we do, my mom is from Louisville, Kentucky. So
That's where I
she
was
is.
born. Maybe we're related.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Wow.
was
Okay,
like,
have
I
you been to the
left when I was
Derby?
2. No, no,
Oh,
I've
you
not been.
haven't. Oh my goodness. Bucket
Well,
list for you.
my
Or if
great
not, you know, you know.
great great grandfather, I don't know. My mom's, not her dad, but maybe one or two above her. He was
Hmm.
a senator for Louisville forever. So they
Oh,
grew up going to the Derby in a
oh
box. But
my
as soon as
goodness.
I was born, we moved to Charleston and no more
Okay.
Derby.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
you should definitely go. 10 out of 10. That's
Yeah.
somewhere I want to go again. But my mom, because she's from Louisville, Kentucky, makes a mean Kentucky Derby pie. And when I mean, so we make the pies. We make, I don't know, 150 pies a
Wow.
year. And our clients have to like come to our office to get them,
Yeah.
which is nice instead of like delivering them out.
Sure.
But when I mean one year, we missed because we always give it on Derby Day. So we do it Derby Day. We have the hats. It's like a whole thing. People come. One year we were gone, and I had clients call, did I miss Derby Pie Day? And I'm just like, no. I was like, no, it's gonna be in a month. Like, sorry for the delay. But yeah, and then we'll do like small, like we farm a neighborhood. We'll do a neighborhood yard sale for that. So we're constantly trying to just be
Yeah.
in front of people. But yeah, events are our thing. That's what we do.
Agreed. We do similar stuff. We got actually a fall festival this Sunday. Actually, we
Oh, really?
we used to do
Oh,
the blow
no.
up castles and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had an incident one time, so we no longer do blow up castles. But now we just do it at a
Did it
brewery.
fall on the kids? Because that happened to us
Kinda.
too.
Yeah.
Oh
They were like, it was like a tall slide, and like too many kids were up against the back, and it kind of just
no.
like made like a little, like,
Oh,
I don't
no.
know. So like parents were freaking out, and I was like, do I
Yep.
unplug it? I don't know. So then we started having people paid to stand there, and anyways,
Smart.
so now we do it to a brewery. We have pumpkins dropped off at a brewery. They have
Cute.
food. It's a lot
Cute.
less stress on us because
Yeah.
before it was a mess.
Yeah,
But no, it is great.
if we didn't have volunteers, so like our significant others, our like parents, our aunts and uncles, like
Yeah.
we have 23 volunteers helping us.
Oh,
If we did, which is a lot. If we
yeah.
did not, we couldn't do it because yeah, last year actually it was the first time someone accidentally unplugged the blow, and then you're screaming children. I actually was on the mic because I MC it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I didn't cuss. I was like, oh my gosh, I like dropped the mic, run to it, I like plugged it back in, but there's screaming children. I've never seen dads be
Yep.
more dads and like run to the children. It was yeah.
There's
So
one guy slinging kids down the slide, like I was like one arm just throwing
God.
kids. I'm like, go ahead, yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
yeah. So nobody got hurt. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah, we now carry event insurance for sure.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna make people sign a waiver this year.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so let's turn it just a little bit because I mean you've got a really good thing going, and it's awesome to see because it's you found your brother being your brother, but you're still in essence sort of partners, and you found your
Yeah.
lanes. You've kind of done that.
Mhm.
But if an agent called you and was like, "Hey, I'm struggle bussing right now, like,
Yeah.
and I need to get a sale or I need to get profitable, and
Mhm.
say 3 months, I need to get 2 sales
Sure.
in 3 months," and what would you tell them? Like, what would you recommend somebody if they're trying to revamp their business?
Okay, absolutely. I will say what I did, I guess,
Yeah.
when I was like vamping up my business. Number one, I am the queen of door knocking. People don't slam the door at my face. They might slam the door at my brother's face. That's our running
Well,
joke.
yeah, let's be honest. They're not going to slam the door in here. They would slam it in my face in a heartbeat. Okay, yeah,
Right?
for sure.
So I love that. Most people don't like to do that. So what I say is just call your database. Somebody somewhere in your database knows of somebody that needs to buy and or sell. If you want, like right now, do a sponsorship, like get connected with a local lender that you use and or
Yeah.
title company and say, hey, I will give you business if you help me pay for this small event or do an online sales thing or do something like
Yeah.
I just need a few $100s of your time and I promise you when I get somebody from this I will
Yeah.
pay it back and you will be my preferred vendor. So
Yeah.
if you don't have the funds to do it, ask them to help you.
Sure.
And then just call people and and whether it's you're inviting them to the event. There's also a bunch of events that you can do for free.
Correct.
You can invite them. I'm sure your offices might have a trunk or treat. Invite them to that. Just but make sure you're doing the invite. And just being top of mind. I just Call. If you have a lot of people in your database, even if you haven't talked to them, I have people in my database like met at open house, and I don't know who they are. I would call them and be like, "Hey, this is Courtney. I met you a long time ago. How are you doing?" Database is key. So.
For sure. Amen to that. So if you could only keep 3 contacts in your phone
Yep.
to start your real estate career, who would be those contacts?
Number 1, definitely my therapist.
Dude, you ain't lying.
Right? Oh my goodness. She has heard me complain about a few things. So that would be number 1. Number 2, I have a coach, Kathy Shalosky. She actually was my team lead before I started my team.
Oh, cool.
She is fantastic. I actually do not think I would be where I am today without her.
Very
so
cool.
100% I would contact her. Third person, maybe my grandma's not alive anymore, but probably my grandma to ask for, some tips. Or just maybe another agent that I want to be like one day.
Yeah.
I always feel like, you know what, it's not that complicated. If you want to be good in this business, shadow an agent. Say like, and all agents are different. And we all do different things. I have agents all the time from my office calling me, and I'm open book. Like, you can talk to me. And I know that if I wanted to start, I probably would say like, hey, I want to be like you. And how do I get there?
Yeah. What do you think was one of your major mistakes, or one of your biggest? You might have had many mistakes starting out. What did you waste your time on?
Oh, people that kind of like what I was talking about, like, are rude, don't see my value, that drained my energy. And also wasting my time on, I can say what recently we wasted our time.
Sure. Yeah,
if
sure.
it's not broke, don't fix it. When we added Juan to our team about 5 years ago, we've always been Sphere. We've always been referrals and repeat customers. And we were like, okay, we want to get Juan up and running. So we started some online leads and stuff like that. Terrible. I probably lost, I don't know, thousands and thousands. Yeah. I know what it is, but I won't do that. A lot of money doing that. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. So that was 5 years ago. We could have just given him some more spheres, or do some more events to get him to know some people. Yeah. If not broke, don't fix it. I would say that for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we're right at over 20 minutes, like I promised. So that we're going to put your contact info and stuff in the show notes. Obviously you're KW down in Tampa. So shout out to your KW people. So, if you had if you had one piece of advice for somebody in this market, that you've transitioned from buyers to sellers and all that stuff in the last 10 years, like, what would be your one piece of advice that people are getting disheveled in this market?
Okay. I would say do anything you can to get to the closing table. Right now it is very hard to get to the closing table. And so, I would just say and especially with offers, there's no such thing as a bad offer now in this market. You know, use your agent, let them negotiate for you, and try to get it sold. So
good. Awesome. We'll leave it with that. Thanks for your time, Courtney. I appreciate you doing this.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.